So, hey guys, new selection pack day. It means it's time to read all of the newly added cards. Uh, a Snake Eyes Synchro. Huh. Completely generic to make and totally makeable in Centurion because it's a 12. Interesting. During the main phase, quick effect. You can target one face-up monster on the field or in either graveyard. Place it face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Also, this card cannot use this effect next turn. Strange. Wait, any face-up monster on the field or in either graveyard. Place it, and then during the battle phase, you can target one monster and one continuous spell on the field destroyed. So that's each battle phase? Uh-huh. Well, let's think about this for a second. So, target a face-up monster. So it cannot target face-down monsters, oddly enough. It targets and puts it in specifically the owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. I guess like this finally gives Snake Eye here something to make. So not a whole lot to say about that. I mean, aside from this, it was the Fusion Dragon, which I mean, the card was decent, but I mean, it's not going to be that great if we just play like actual Snake Eyes Spear, right? Even with that current card, I don't see how you actually make this in Archetype specifically, but whatever. Alright, moving on. Psychic Blaster Mark II. Requires usage of only psychic monsters. Okay. So maybe you can make this in Punk, I guess? When do you get level 9 in Punk? I don't think you ever get that. Alright. You can target a banish monster, special summon it to your field. Hmm? That effect's pretty damn good, actually. During the main phase, quick effect. You can banish one monster from your graveyard, then target one other face-up monster on the field, banish it. Then gain LP equal to that banished monster's original attack. Wait, what? So, where you banish a monster from your graveyard specifically, target any face-up monster on the field, banish it, then gain life points equal to that banished monster's original attack. Only during the main phase, though, oddly enough. It's interesting how we're getting some more of these effects where they're more restricted, which actually gives you ways to kind of play around them. So if I were to do special summon Fenrir, activate Fenrir effect, and then threaten to Fenrir over the Psychic Blaster, you'd just be forced to use the Psychic Blaster, and I wouldn't even lose my battle phase over this, which is pretty interesting. But if you let me go into battle phase, I do just get rid of this and keep Fenrir, right? So something like that is actually pretty neat, I think, even though it's like a small thing, right? And then this is Ignition Effect, right? You can only use one effect per turn and only once that turn. So going second, this card isn't that cracked, unfortunately. I don't think this restriction is completely necessary, just making both effects hard once per turn, I think, is probably good enough. But yeah. So you can banish any monster yourself with this, like banish a card from your graveyard, and then special summon it. And there's also even the idea of using a different card to technically banish. So for example, we could use SP Lil Knight, so we SP banish our opponent's card. This would have to be on our turn specifically, I guess, but, well, kinda, because we have two different banish effects on SP, but either way, we have the idea of like just SP banish itself plus another card, and then whatever that card is, we can special summon it with like Psychic Blaster Mark II. So if you can get past this kind of obnoxious, somewhat, I guess, summoning right here where you need, well, actually, now that I think about it, well, after you get past the summoning requirement, you also need to be able to special summon the monster, which is interesting, because some monsters are not considered properly summoned, and that might actually come up, interestingly enough. But, yeah. This card is just called Azamina. Requires Queen Azamina plus 1 fusion or synchro monster. Must first be either fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by attributing 1 Saint Azamina you control and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Oh. That's much easier to special summon then. Okay. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay. I don't think that matters that much. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect, all monsters they control lose 500 attack when it resolves. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters with 0 attack. Ah! This is a potential floodgate, I see. If you had some method to reduce your opponent's attack to 0 straight up, then yeah. So let's see. Special summoned by attributing a St. Adam's mana you control, and one face-up monster your opponent controls. So you can give your opponent technically a monster for this. This is technically kind of cost, so if you gave your opponent a token or something, that wouldn't work. Interestingly enough. What is Queen Esmea? This card's like terrible, giga ass, right? Yeah. From what I remember. So not much to say about that. Ooh, Fallen Angel of the Golden Land. Is this finally a good zombie fusion monster? If you actually have ever looked at the zombie fusions in this game, there's like, I believe it was like two zombie fusions that actually have effects, and the rest are like garbage vanillas, or their effect is so terrible it's not even worth mentioning. That's vaguely what I remember. Alright, let's see. Requires Eldritch the Golden Lord. +1 zombie monster must be either fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by attributing 1 light zombie monster. You tribute a light zombie monster while you have Eldritch the Golden Lord in your field or graveyard. Oh, interesting. You can only special summon Fallen Angel of the Golden Land once per turn. This way, no matter which method you use. Wow, that's an interesting restriction. Never seen that one before. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Eldritch monster from your deck, extra deck, or graveyard. That's it. Wait. It just exists to special summon Eldritch the Mad Golden Lord, basically. I see. So we still only have like 1 actually usable Eldritch, or not Eldritch, zombie fusion. Great. How does this get sent, anyways? Let's say I special summon this. Then what? How do I send this? There's no like zombie link 1 or anything, you know. I guess there is that link 1 that allows you to link off like anything, and you might not be locked. I think some Eldritch cards do actually lock you, so I'm not really sure if you can make the guy. Axon, Kicker, Oracle. More psychic support, I guess. So, wait. Oh, this is a super disgusting super poly target if you were playing a psychic deck, I guess. Let's see, Synchro, XYZ, or Link Monster, but no fusions. Alright, you know, still pretty decent. After this card is fusion summoned, gains 1000 attack for each Synchro, XYZ, and Link Monster used as its material until the end of the next turn. You only can use like 2 monsters, I guess, for this, but only one of them is required to be a psychic monster. Alright, let's see if this has a good effect. When your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters, quick effect, you negate the summon. If you do, banish that monster or monsters. Okay. If this fusion summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish 1 teleport, normal, or quick play spell from your graveyard. Special summon this card. Damn, this comes back? What the hell's the teleport normal spell? Assault teleport, parallel teleport, teleport fusion. Is this card new? Huh. Diabellstar Vengeance. This card is always treated as a sinful spoils card, so this is very searchable, I guess. You can banish a spell and 1 trap from your hand and or graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. Quick effect, you can pay half your life points and target one card your opponent controls, destroy it, then if another Diabell monster card is on the field, you can special summon one tuner, synchro monster, illusion, or spellcaster from your extra deck. And this does not count as a synchro summon, right? This is a dragon. This is illusion or sync or spellcaster. So this is supposed to summon the white forest monsters, I guess. Is this just white forest support? Okay. Diabell's the White Witch. Monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, while you control 2 or more Diabell monsters. Generic protection for your whole field. Okay, this is always treated as a white forest card. You can only use each of the following effects of Diabell's the White Witch once per turn. You can send one spell / trap from your hand or field to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one Sinful Spells or Diabell card from your deck to the graveyard. This card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect. So that's like sent for cost. But that doesn't send for cost, does it? No. No idea what you're supposed to be sending here exactly then. But alright. Mind Procedure. This card you control would be used as a synchro material for a psychic monster. You can treat it as a non-tuner. You can only use one of the following effects of Mind Procedure per turn and only once that turn. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned by a monster effect, you can pay 2,000 life points, add one teleport, normal or quick play spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card is banished, you can pay 1,000 life points, special summon it. If you're able to quick synchro with this, I guess, maybe the second effect might be more useful. Is banishing this seems like it could be a bit annoying, I suppose. Aside from that, adding a teleport normal or quick play spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand seems pretty good. You're paying a lot of life points though. If you do activate both of these effects, you're almost down to like half life points. And this card doesn't get just special summoned by itself, right? If you do technically normal summon this is technically just Punk combo though. Interestingly enough, Punk is combo off of just like a single emergency teleport. Alright. Witch of the White Forest. When this card is activated, you can add one White Forest monster from your deck to your hand, but you cannot special summon dark monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. That's a weird condition. So you're telling me I could special summon like Promethean Princess after activating this, or I could special summon like Mitsurugi monsters, and that's all fine. And specifically, this is for the rest of this turn. So technically, if I were to make King of the Feral Imps and then activate Witch of the White Forest, all good. Very strange indeed. The first time each White Forest monster you control would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed, and they also have destruction protection from that other card earlier. Okay. You can target one White Forest monster you control. It is treated as a tuner this turn. You can only use this effect of Witch of the White Forest once per turn. You can only activate one Witch of the White Forest per turn. Aside from being like a starter and adding, I guess, a White Forest monster, I don't really see what this is cooking. But I think it's a one-card combo because this is a spell, right? So, yeah. Can we not just do add LZ, special summon LZ, and then normal summon, I think it was like Sylvie? Yeah, I think that's probably a combo, right? Elixir of the Glorious Golden Land. How long has it been since Eldlik was meta? Damn. Special summon this card as a normal monster zombie light level 10 attack 1500 defense 2800. This card is also still a trap. Then if you control Eldlik the Golden Lord, you can return one monster from the field to the hand. Non-targeting. Damn. Set one of your banish Golden Land or Elixir spells / traps. Hmm. Since this is a continuous card, you would just keep repeatedly resetting your Golden Land and or Elixir spells slash traps. Okay. I don't know if you would get life points from anywhere or if it would legitimately become a resource here. Trapaholic. Target a spell trap you control, destroy it, and if you do, set one normal trap from your deck except for Trapaholic. It can be activated this turn while you have 3 or more traps in your graveyard. This card is actually disgustingly strong, what the hell? So, let's say I'm playing, I don't know, Torrential Tribute, I guess, and my opponent triggers something. We can go Chain Link 1, I guess, Torrential Tribute, or even Chainlink Trapaholic, and then chain Torrential Tribute potentially, depending on the exact like chain and what's going on. And if we do that, that immediately puts us at 2 traps in our graveyard. So that would be Trapaholic plus the trap we just popped and activated, whatever it is. And then for our third trap, that would just be activating any other trap, and then we can activate the trap we set off of Trapaholic, and this is just going to be better in a lot of ways. Like, arguably dumb ways, but I am a little bit intrigued by this card, but it's also a UR. But I mean, I guess I can craft 3. Poplar of the White Forest. This is a illusion synchro tuner monster, okay? Completely generic to make. So before we go over what this card does, I'm gonna just throw this out there. Herald of the Arclight, it's an Omni Negate, and technically it searches Mitsurugi, Habakiri. So that's like full Mitsurugi combo. If we just search that, or not search that, if we make that instead, just going to throw that out there so that this card better be amazing. All right. If this card is special summon, you can target 2 white forest monsters in your graveyard. Place them face up in their owner's spell and trap zones as continuous spells. During your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect immediately after this effect resolves. Synchro summon using this card you control. So it's a quick synchro effect, and yeah, just it puts 2 guys basically in your back row to make the Snake Eyes fusion monster, and then you're supposed to make this, I guess. The quick synchro effect, I'm not really sure what that's useful for exactly, but okay, I guess. Duration, the Cursed Thunder God. Psychic synchro effect monster. 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner monsters. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect, gain 300 life points when it resolves. During your opponent's turn quick effect, you can pay 1,500 life points and tribute this card, then activate one of these effects. Destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Destroy all face-up spells and traps your opponent controls. So this second effect is not that good because it only destroys face-up spells and traps. Like, this ain't beating set 5 pass. But does out floodgates, so that's good, honestly, for that. But like, against non-floodgate, just regular back row decks, this is actually not doing anything, which is kind of awkward, you know? Destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls is also a good effect, but because it tributes, and this is an Earth, you can't even Bestial this, unfortunately, to play around Called By, but Called By's at 1, so it's not, like, that big of a deal as much as it would have been before. Like, if we had 2 copies of Called By, it might sound dumb to say this, but you're twice as likely to be Called By on this than before, so yeah. Rough. This does get you some life points back, though. And this can be banished and kind of like cycled with other psychic cards, so kind of interesting with that stuff there. Silent Psychic Magician. If this card is special summon, you target 1 level 4 or lower psychic monster in your graveyard or banishment special summon, then you can increase this level by 1. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except psychic monsters. A punk extra deck, they're actually not psychic. So that would actually lock you out of the extra deck, which is funny. Alright. Looks like these guys exist for like maybe a different archetype. You can only use this effect of Silent Psychic Magician once per turn. If this card you control would be used as synchro material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. Interesting, I guess. This gives you a little bit more versatility with this type of effect. Except, is this even an effect, or like, is this something that you can't negate? Never really clear to me, but alright. Yeah. Okay. It's just kinda got a Monster Reborn effect. Serene Psychic Sorceress. Oh wait, was this completely generic to make? Yeah, it's completely generic. Okay. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can pay 1,000 life points, set a Teleport normal or Quick Play spell from your deck, graveyard, or banishment. If this Synchro Summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one card your opponent controls, or target two if you control a Psychic Monster, Fusion, or Synchro. Return that card or cards to the hand. Hmm, interesting. So the idea is probably to quick synchro with this, I guess, to trigger this effect. Probably. Or I guess you could fusion summon. I guess that technically works. I think there was a teleport like fusion spell that I saw earlier. Absolute Axon Kicker. One psychic synchro monster plus a synchro monster. Must first be fusion summon, cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this card is fusion summon, you pay 2,000 life points, bash all face-up cards your opponent controls. Ooh, that effect's pretty strong. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it. Special summon one level 10 Psychic Fusion monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a fusion summon. Wait, what? Damn. What is this special summoning? Also, you are paying a lot of life points. Oh, this summons Oracle. And then what does this do again? It has like a negate type effect, I guess. This is only usable except the turn it was sent there though. That's not a trigger, so that's like a little bit weird. Serene Psychic Girl. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can banish one card from your hand, and if you do, special summon one level 4 or lower psychic monster from your deck, except Serene Psychic Girl. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for psychic monsters. You can target face-up monsters on the field up to the number of psychic monsters you control, increase their levels by 1 until the end of this turn. So you can modulate as many monsters as you want, or as little as you want with that effect. That's kind of neat, I guess, a little bit. Philia Diabell. Add one level 8 or higher Diabell monster from your deck to your hand, or if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon it instead. That's not bad, you know? Going second, it gives you a little bit of advantage here, being able to special summon the card instead, and it doesn't play around Ash Blossom Spring either way, so not a big deal. But actually, because it optionally does have the effect to cast special summon, there are cards that can now negate this, where they wouldn't have been able to before, like with High Wave King Caesar. Awkward. If this card is banished, you can make all Diabell monsters you currently control gain 500 attack. Wait, it's level 8 or higher, though. These are 7s. So it's only adding, like, these 3. Oddly enough. Wait, are these guys even useful? Is this card, like, terrible? Well, alright. Curse of Diabell. If you control 2 or more Diabell monsters, send one monster you control to the graveyard as cost. Destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls. Only face-ups? This destroys, I guess, floodgates, but it won't really work against, like, back row decks. Like, for example, Paleo, Labyrinth, Ninja, being a flip deck, and also kind of a back row deck. That's funny. But anyway, if this card is sent to the graveyard or banished from the hand or deck, you can add one Diabell spell trap from your deck to your hand, except for Curse of Diabell. Oh, so you're just playing this because you have to for that one card that does the Foolish Burial, right? This one? Yeah. And then if you send off of this, this adds the thing. What the hell's a Diabell spell trap anyways? Philia Diabell. That doesn't feel that useful, right? Play the Diabell, and then you have like the Diabell. Anything during your main phase? You can banish these spell traps from your graveyard, including this card. Special summon one Diabell monster from your hand or graveyard. What? No idea. That doesn't seem that useful right now. Whatever. Cross Mind Arcfiend. One Psychic Tuner, +1, plus non-tuner monsters. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target one of your banished level 7 or lower psychic monsters, special summon it. That's probably fine, right? During the battle phase, quick effect, you contribute one other monster, gain LP equal to its original attack. If you do, this card gains that much attack until the end of the turn. Aside from this effect, there's really nothing useful going on here. And I'm not sure how you banish that card to begin with, but alright, I guess. Well, it's level 7 or lower, so technically this could bring back, like, for example, a Xiamen, for example, I guess. Sure. You can discard this card, special summon a level 4 or lower psychic monster from your hand or banishment. If this card is in your graveyard, you can pay 1,000 life points and bash one other psychic monster from your graveyard, special summon this card but bash it when it leaves the field. What? This is a level 6. This is purely an extender. But you know, as an extender, it's like a pretty good extender, so it's almost like reasonable to play this despite it being like a pretty bad brick. Parallel teleport. Tribute a psychic monster with a level. Special summon one level 7 or lower psychic monster from your deck or extra deck. Then, if the original level of the tributed monster is different from that of the special summon monster on the field, you lose LP equal to the difference times 1,000. You cannot special summon the turn you activate this card, except for psychic monsters. You can only activate one parallel teleport per turn. If you run multiple copies of this plays around like infinite impermanence and effect failure as well. Huh. Well, I mean, I don't know of any like pure psychic decks, so I'm not really sure what you'd be playing that in at the moment. There might be something, there might not be, not really sure. Alright. Target a Diabell monster in your graveyard or banishment, discard one card, and if you do special summon that monster, target one face up monster card in your spell and trap zone, special summon it. I don't really see how this is useful, honestly. Maybe there's something, I guess. Hushed Psychic Minister. If you control a psychic monster other than Hushed Psychic Minister, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Yeah, that's pretty good, I guess. You can only special summon Hushed Psychic Minister once per turn this way. You can banish this card and one psychic monster from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster on the field, banish it until the end phase. Oh. That effect's actually pretty damn good. This plays around Nibiru, actually. And it can technically set up stuff for psychic stuff, I guess. Maybe, right? So, how about this as an idea, right? Like, I summon some psychic guys, and then I have this, like, kind of endboard piece, and I want to, like, retain it. I can kind of, like, just bash that. Or if I am going second, I can technically use this as, like, removal. I mean, the card's actually not that bad, right? Teleport Fusion. During the main phase, fusion summon one Psychic Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing Psychic monsters from your field or graveyard as material. Okay, that's already insanely more cracked than I thought it would be. If a face-up Psychic monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished Psychic monsters, special summon it. Well, there's a lot of actually kind of good effects just hidden all around these cards. Now, the main thing is, I have no idea what the hell archetype you're supposed to be playing these with. But, you know, if you could figure that out, then, yeah, these cards seem great. But, like, until then, I mean, I don't really see anything insane going on here. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. And actually, wait a second. Hold up. Monsters your opponent control lose 500 attack defense for each estimated monster you control. Bro, this is just the Floodgate deck now, great. Yeah, so that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.